I faced a significant challenge early in my Air Force career that would change my life forever. I had arrived at my first duty location just outside of Washington, D.C., where I was thrown into a cultural melting pot that would challenge my worldview and my view of others. It was there outside of our nation's capital that a blind spot was revealed as I came to the painful realization that I was a racist. I had allowed my environment and those that I associated with to create a mindset of intolerance. So what changed? Well, I can tell you that it was more than just creating a mindset of tolerance, because that would have meant that there was still non-acceptance, intolerance, discrimination, all the things that created the problem in the first place. I recall a conversation in my work center where we were discussing whether we were going to crash a supervisor's barbecue over the weekend. And one of the guys who knew the supervisor pretty well said that that was not a good idea. Well, what I didn't realize at the time is that supervisor, he did not like white dudes. And it was then that I felt what it was like to be discriminated against. I also felt the pain that I must have caused others as I discriminated against them. So it was at that point that I created a mindset reset, and that I rejected the negative influences in my life. I cultivated a mindset of acceptance, determined to not allow the sins of my past to rob the connections in my future. And I recall some years later sharing my story in a classroom with my supervisor and my students. And my supervisor just so happened to be a black female. She came up to me afterwards amazed and shocked that I was ever a racist. She applauded me for sharing my story and for becoming a better person. Now, overcoming racism was my life transformation. And it took awareness, action, and acceptance to make it happen. And because of that change, I was able to influence thousands throughout my career. So I encourage you to discover your blind spots, your barriers, anything that's preventing you from being the best you possible. And when you do, make the change so that you can influence those in your life. God bless.